Let's start the recording up. Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Thursday, July 12th, 2012. Before I get too far into this, let me remind everyone, if you have not taken the free trial can be taken at www.cfrn.net/apply. If you have taken the free trial, or if you're on the free trial, there is a partners meeting tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. 9 p.m. Eastern Time partners meeting. If you want to be in the partners meeting, you need to become a partner. Okay, that's a reminder for all the partners. There is a partners meeting tonight. If you want to be in the partners meeting and you're on the free trial, you need to become a partner. If you don't know how, send an email to support@cfrn.net, and we will get all the information out to you as soon as possible. All right. Alright, this morning, let's start out with the results. I'm down 2 trades on the YM, so I'm down 16 ticks on the YM. I am just about break even on the NQ. I'm down 2 ticks on the NQ. That's close enough to break even. And I'm up 4 ticks on the ES. Those are the results for today. I'm break even on the crude. Alright, now I took a bunch of trades on the NQ, so let me start with that one. Okay, that is where I took more trades than anywhere else. I missed this one here. Now the way the trade setup works, guys, is you get a bearish cross like this one right here. Okay, the MA1 down below the BBC, pull back up and test to the BBC. From there, you look for a down close and divergence between the green line here and the cycle portion. All right, you look for that. We got that down close with the divergence, and price went down. It actually went down quite a bit before we got our next opportunity. Right here. Right here it dropped down. Again, we had a bearish cross. The MA1 down below the BBC. It pulled back up and tested the BBC with a down close, and we had some bearish divergence here. I took that short. And I don't remember how many ticks I made on that, but I did make some profit on this one. I did the same thing over here. I took this short and it stopped me out to the tick, and then it went down. Alright, over here, same thing, guys. It was just a big short day here. I did it again over here, and I took a little bit of profit right here. Right here, everything switched around, and I tried to go long. I lost on that long trade, and I lost on that long trade. I should have just stopped taking long trades at that point. Well, I considered stop taking long trades at that point. But then the next long trade right here, you see now we have the bullish divergence right here. We have a bullish cross, a test to the BBC with an up close. That one worked out. Then I jumped on this one, and I took that one. That one worked out. That was my last trade this morning. Now the one that I just referenced a minute ago when I said during the break was right here. You see we have all this bullish divergence right here. After a bullish cross, a test to the BBC, right there with an up close, and there it goes. Alright, over here right now we have a bearish cross, test to the BBC, and a down close with a little bit of bearish divergence right there. Now for those of you guys who were in the partners meeting last week, right here, the green turned down. The brown is below a downtrending cycle. So you could have shorted this right up here. Okay, you could have gotten short right up there. And that was the morning on the NQ. Alright, those were the trades that I took, and that was my morning on the NQ. Now, on the YM, let's look at this one. My very first trade of the morning, we had bearish cross, a test to the BBC, and a down close. Now when I entered this trade, the cycle had started moving up, so it wasn't the best trade because the cycle had started to move up. But I shorted it. It stopped me out for -8 ticks. I got into this trade over here. It gave me about 7 ticks profit. Same reason as this one. I got into this one. Gave me about 7 ticks profit, and then it stopped me out. All right, I missed this trade. There was one right here going in the opposite direction. Okay. There was a trade right there. And there was one over here when we got the bearish cross, pull back up, tested the BBC, and a down close with the bearish divergence. Now, if I'd have gotten that one and that one, we'd have been break even on the YM right there. I did take this one. I got a break even trade on that. I took this one. I also took break even on that. I took this one and stopped out, unfortunately. And that was the last trade of the morning on the YM right there. Now, again, the green was turning into the brown, which was below a downsloping cycle right here. You see, so you could have shorted right there and taken some profit on that. You could have gone long right there and taken some profit. This is all the same stuff that I was showing you guys last week in the partners meeting. Okay, and if you want, we can review it again tonight in tonight's partners meeting. But right here, the green turned up. Brown's above an upsloping cycle for the move up. Okay, and that was the YM this morning. All right. Let's see. Scrolling back here on the ES this morning. Well, we took a few trades. You can see here on the ES. We took a short right here. Pull back up, tested the BBC. We shorted it right there. Once it started to hang up here at the MA1, we took a point profit. Okay. Then it dropped down. Right here, it pulled back up to the BBC. We shorted this one. We didn't short this one. I don't remember why we didn't short this right in here. I don't remember why we didn't short that right in there. But we didn't. And this one right here, we did short, and it stopped us out for -2 points. Then we got a bullish cross. Price came right here, and we took a long trade right here. Obviously, you can see the long trade gave us 2 points, and that was at the end of the morning session. There was another opportunity right here to take another 2 points. Now this morning when I was in this trade here, I said, now what we anticipate is this green line working its way up to the cycle. All right, it gave us 2 points and it pulled back down to the BBC, and now you can see it's finally worked its way back up to the cycle. And we also happen to be right at the weekly trading zone right there. Okay, and that was the ES for us this morning. Now I want to do the crude oil, even though I didn't take any trades. Well, I took one trade. It was a break even for me. But I'll show you the crude. This was the trade. No, that wasn't the trade that I took. It was one trade that I took on the crude, and I got a break even on it. That might have been it right there. No, that wasn't it. Anyway, I think this was it over here, right around 10 o'clock. I went long on the crude. It came back down and stopped me out at break even. But we're doing the same exact thing here, guys. We're looking for the bearish cross of the MA1 below the BBC. You see, the MA1 below the BBC. Test of the BBC and a down close, and down it goes. All right. Let's see. Nothing in there. It seems I was marking them up as they were happening here. So we had bullish divergence here. You see? We had a bullish cross, test of the BBC with an up close with bullish divergence down here in the bottom. And it went up. Now we had a bearish cross, test of the BBC, bearish divergence, and a down close. Over here, bullish cross, test of the BBC with an up close with bullish divergence. Okay, you guys see the bullish divergence here, right? That one actually happened a couple of times here on the way up. Okay. Test of the BBC again, up close, bullish divergence. Over here, we didn't actually pull back far enough to test it. In here, test of the BBC with an up close. That was pretty much it for the morning session right there. There was, yeah, you see we lost the divergence over here, and the MA1 is above the BBC here, and we lost the divergence. There was one last opportunity here on the short side, where we had a bearish cross, a test of the BBC, and then a down close, and we had bearish divergence right there, and right there again. All right, and that was the end of the morning session. Now you can see right over here, more bullish divergence, test of the BBC with an up close. This was during the break. Okay, these are the opportunities I was talking about during the break. That was the only opportunity during the break. Okay, and that, my friends, is it. Does anyone have any questions about any of this? I am happy to answer any questions. All right, a reminder to everyone, if you are in here on a free trial and you want to become a partner but you don't know how, you should check your email, because I sent you an email. But if you can't find the email that I sent to you, then send us an email, a quick email at support@cfrn.net. Just put partner info in the subject, and I will send off all the information you need to become a partner prior to the partners meeting tonight. Okay. Here on the NQ and on the YM, guys, we have bearish divergence right here right now, and it's pulling back up to test the BBC. It already did it over here on the YM, bearish divergence, it tested the BBC and gave a down close right there. Right here, actually. Okay. The MA1 seems to be holding right here, so just be cognizant of that. Okay. And that is it.